Good morning, Enid. It's September 15th, and it's about 66 degrees outside. We got a great show for you today, and as Mayor Bill Shuey always says, it's a great day to be in Enid, Oklahoma. Grab a cup of coffee, and as the old folk used to say, it's time to rise and shine.
Everyone ready? Stand by A table. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cue.
Thank you, as always, for joining us on Thursdays mornings for the Good Morning Enid show. And right off the bat, we'll go to the statewide temps around Oklahoma. There's some places I've never been. Right now it's 68 around Bald Cove, Oklahoma. And if you go to the southeast, there in Glover's, it's 68 around Tonkawa and Enid, still staying around 66, 67 degrees. Okay. And the 3-day forecast, let's look at the 3-day forecast. Today we have a chance of AM showers, and through the weekend, the highs will be in the 80s and the lows will be in the 60s. So that should be a good weekend for us, even though it's going to be some showers this weekend. So, as always, we're going to have a good show for you today. And if you're in school and at Enid High or any of the Enid schools, we're going to look at the lunch menu today and see what they're going to be eating today.
Hang on a second. He doesn't have
So-
he doesn't have much.
Well, we'll come back to that. If you want to look at, we'll talk about the news overnight for right now. And overnight, it talks about the latest round of ConocoPhillips layoffs will affect approximately 90 workers in the Bartlesville area. And it talks about the University of Oklahoma has reached a milestone in academic success by achieving a 90% freshman to sophomore retention rate. Good way to go. And for more than a decade, residents in the rural east area of Lexington have dealt with the contaminated water, forcing them to rely on purchase of water in bulk by bottle or a robust filtration system. Thanks to House Bill 1116 signed by Governor Fallin, granting an exemption which enables the Wildlife Department to enter into leases longer than 20 years, the residents will now be able to have clean water. And in sports this Saturday, OU will play Ohio State at 6:30 p.m. in Norman. It's going to air on Fox. And when they asked the coach about the preparedness against Ohio State, Coach Bob Stoops said, it's a little bit unknown in that we made far too many mistakes and really didn't play well enough a week ago. This time we did, but I understand the level of competition is quite different. So this should be an interesting game. And OSU will play Pittsburgh at 2:30 p.m. in Stillwater. It will air on ESPN. OSU right now is 1-1 at the moment, and we'll see how this game goes for them. Then TU will play North Carolina A&T at 1 p.m. in Tulsa, and it's going to air on ESPN3. And as always, we always do a day in history, and on this day in history in 1858, the first transcontinental mail service starts to San Francisco. And in 1890, Mary Clarissa Agatha Miller, later known as Agatha Christie, is born in England. And in 1963, we hear this story a lot. A bomb explodes during Sunday morning service in the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama, killing 4 young girls. So that's your Oklahoma Minute for this morning. I'm not sure if we got the lunch menu up, but okay, there's no lunch menu, okay. Well, As always, we always request if you have a birthday, you can send it to us at gme@enid.org. There you see the cows, and if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for the show, you can always email us there. But we have a couple birthdays for today. We have Moises Melendez, which is Latino or Spanish version of Moses, and he'll be 11 today. Then we have Judy Brown from La Mesa Point Apartments. Her birthday will be next Wednesday, September the 21st. We always thank those who send their birthdays in from the nursing home or assisted living places, and we thank you for watching us today. And of course, one of the biggest birthdays is the celebration of the city of Enid, which birthday will be tomorrow. And we'll be 123 years old. For your history buff, if you know anything, we became a city during the land run of 1893. The city was later chartered and framed in April 27, 1909, and became effective December 20th, 1909. And that's enough of me and the birthdays. We're going to hear from Brooke. She's back with us today. Here's Brooke.
Good morning, Enid. Thank you for having me back this morning. Glad to be with you on this great day today. We have some great events coming up at the Central National Bank Center. The end of this month, we'll have 3 Dog Night. We're really excited to have 3 Dog Night on Thursday, September 29th. Tickets are still available, so you can purchase tickets by calling the number on the screen or visiting our website. Back in 2000, they were inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, which solidified their spot as one of the most influential rock bands of all time. And I think our guest would probably agree with that because I think she is a fan of 3 Dog Night. And then on October 28th, Celtic Thunder will be here. So tickets are still available for that event as well. And that's going to be on Friday. So that's going to be a great show. We're really excited, and there'll be a dinner before the show. And then our most recent announcement for November 18th and 19th, Bull Riding Inc. So we're glad to have that. We'll have a mutton bustin' for the children. So you definitely want to come out to that event. You can call us if you want more information on the mutton bustin' or for tickets. Thank you so much, and back to you, Derek.
Thank you, Brooke. And as she said, there are a lot of things going on at the Enid Event Center or the Central National Bank Center. So always look on their website to see different events going on there. And speaking of events, we have a week and weekend filled with events surrounding the celebration of the city of Enid and of the land run. So if we can pull up some of those events. Friday, we have a couple events going on. At the library, you have the Western movies, and then you have at the courthouse lawn from 11 to 1, you have a Cherokee Strip lunch. 6:30 to 8:30, you have free horse-drawn wagon rides around the square. And then you can go to Cherokee Strip Regional Heritage Center around 7 p.m. for the lantern tours. That's always nice. And so we have other events that will be going on Saturday and Sunday as well, but those are some of those. And there's a road closure that was news release about on the 1900 block of East Broadway. Due to poor condition of the structural concrete, it's going to be closed to traffic at the bridge until a full inspection review can be completed. You know, just make sure if you're traveling to remember that area and take action as it is to be safe in that area. So, and also we can talk about the splash pads. They're going to be open. They usually open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., but they'll be open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the last day for the operation of both those splash pads will be October 2nd. So during the month of September, go out, enjoy the rest of this time to have fun with your kids in the water, splashing. So, and I think we found the Friday Night Lights. So let's look at the Friday Night Lights. I know Enid's going to be playing. OKC Bishop McGuinness, and Chisholm will be at Thomas Fay Custer. So the game will be here in Enid tomorrow night. And as you see, some of those other high schools will be playing as well. So go out, support your team, have a good time. And it's about 7:40 right now, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to one-on-one with Jamora.
Welcome to One-on-One with Jamara. Our special guest this morning is Regier, and she's the director at the City of Enid's Public Library. Jenny, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me tomorrow.
I know that this weekend is packed with activities.
True story.
But this Saturday, there's a special event happening at the library, and it's called the National Literary Landmark Dedication and Pulitzer Prize Centennial Event.
Yes.
Wow, that's a long name.
It is a long name. It is.
Now, Jenny, can you tell us a little bit about the information? You know, what time it's taking place? Is there a cost associated with attending?
Sure. So the Literary Landmark is it's a celebration of an author and a place that is given by a group called United for Libraries, and they're a division of the American Library Association. And what happens is an author and a place are nominated, and it's a long process. We ourselves have been working on this for about 6 years.
Wow.
And so we were nominated and on honesty, I wasn't here for the beginning of the process, but we were nominated, and so the process started about 6 years ago. We were nominated, and we've been working through the process, and so as we've been working through it, I'm sorry, ask the question again.
Oh, it's okay. We're talking about
That's okay.
Yeah, the National Literary Landmark,
Yes,
and you're
yes,
explaining
yes,
to
yes.
us that it's a long process.
Yes, it is. It's a long process, and the culminating event is Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock in the library. And what's going to happen is the group. It will be presented our plaque by the Friends of the Library Association for Oklahoma, which we in the library world, we call them Folio. And so Folio will come and they'll present us our plaque, and we'll have a celebration down in our lobby, and it's free to the public. And then we'll go upstairs, and there'll be a reception afterwards. And then we will open the Marquis James room upstairs, which we have totally redecorated and just redone completely, and it will be open to the public again.
So Jenny, Marquis James, he's the person who's going to be honored, the author, right?
Yes. So he was an author that spent a good portion of his life here in Enid. He wasn't born here in Enid, but he came with his family when he was about 3 years old. And he was here from the time that he was about 3 until he graduated from high school in 1910.
Wow.
And he, just did some kind of amazing stuff. He's the reason that we have a yearbook. He was a founding member of the Quill for the high school, got into all kinds of hijinks while he was here, as teenagers are often wont to do, and wrote some really kind of amazing things. He won 2 Pulitzer Prizes in his lifetime, one for The Raven, which is a biography about Sam Houston, and he won 1 Pulitzer Prize for a biography about Andrew Jackson, I believe, in 2 volumes. And we have both of his Pulitzer Prize certificates framed and on the wall in the Marquis James room in the library. After his death, his wife donated those to the library, and so we're so honored to have those in the Marquis James room. It's just a really cool room, and he was just a really cool author. Towards the not towards the end of his life, but towards middle age, his daughter actually said to him one night when he was tucking her into bed. He was a very gifted storyteller, he was always talked about his time in Enid and the things and that he got up to and his friends. And she said, Dad, you really should write a book about your time in Enid instead of the stuff that you did write, because what he wrote was history and kind of corporate stuff, that's how he made his money. And the more and more he thought about it, the more and more he thought, maybe I really should do that. And so he wrote a book also called The Cherokee Strip, the life and times of a kid growing up and so it's a book about the history of Enid. And it's told from his perspective as a child growing up in the very early founding of Enid. And it's, very colloquial, very folksy, but just a great book about what Enid was like in the early foundings of the time.
Great read.
It is a great read. It's a terrific read.
And it's available at the library?
We do. We have multiple copies available at the library for checkout.
What a great story, Jenny. It's, you gave a really good background of who Marquis James was. Also, I know there are special guests that will be attending this activity or ceremony, and you have a speaker, a special speaker, a master of ceremony, but also some of the relatives, the living relatives of Marquis James, right?
We are so lucky. We are so lucky. Michael Wallace is going to be our master of ceremonies. And, most people are like, Michael Wallace, who is that? He is actually, most people know him because he was the voice of the sheriff car in Cars.
Wow.
And yes, I mean,
now I want to
go.
go.
I'm just so excited. People are so excited to meet him. I am too. I'm very excited. We have a Chautauqua performer. His name is Dr. Paul Vickery. He is a world-renowned Chautauqua performer, and he's going to do a performance of Marquis James. We're very excited to have him. A lot of members of the Folio Board, we're very excited to have them. And then, yes, members of the James family will be coming, and it's my understanding that they're coming from a good portion of the Eastern Seaboard, grandnieces, great-grandnieces, grandchildren, cousins, all kinds of family members, and I think there's even somebody coming from England. So, I mean, it's a big deal. We're very excited to have them. I think that they start arriving tomorrow, so
And
I'm very excited.
It's a great experience for them because they will actually see.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever been here before.
Yeah, where his family member grew up and where he got his ideas for his stories.
We've got all kinds of things planned for them. They're going to go on the lantern tour. They're going to go see, the family, the original Keim site. They're going to go see the graves of James's parents. And so, we've got all kinds of things planned for them.
Wonderful. Now, Jenny, I know there are other activities happening at the library, and if we can just go through them real quick before we go.
Absolutely.
What are the upcoming events after this Saturday?
On Friday, day after tomorrow, we're going to show Western movies all day long in the lounge, so we're pretty excited about that. We are highlighting specifically the Simpson Brothers movies, and so if you are into Western movies, that would be a great thing to come see some local guys make good. Come see those movies. And then, of course, we have the Marquis James ceremony on Saturday. And then, after Saturday, we've got some really awesome things happening in the library. Our kids programmers are doing an art camp, and registration is required, so call the library if you are interested in doing an art camp. We do story time on Wednesday and Thursdays. We've just got all kinds of stuff. Our adult programmer is doing a climate change series. There's a great book club that we do. We've got all kinds of databases. There's just really amazing stuff at the library. If you're interested in anything, odds are we've got something going on for you.
Wonderful. Now, if you want to know more about what's happening at the library, you can visit their website, and you can visit enid.org/library or call the number on the screen at 234-6313. There's lots of activities going on at the City of Enid, and the library, it's one more place where things are happening every day. So Jenny, thanks again for being with us this morning. We appreciate your time, and good luck on your event this weekend.
Thank you.
You're gonna be busy.
Yes, we are.
Well, thank you for watching One on One with Jomara. Now, let's watch a video about the Walk of Fame by Steve Keim.
Hello, I'm Steve Keim with the City of Enid. You are cordially invited to the unveiling of the new Enid Walk of Fame lobby located in the Central National Bank Center Convention Hall at 9 a.m. on Saturday, September 17th. Mayor Bill Shuey will announce the 2 new Walk of Fame inductees as this award is bestowed upon individuals who have demonstrated a lifetime of service to the community, have made an extraordinary contribution, or have performed an act of selflessness or statesmanship for Enid. Join us on Saturday, September 17th at 9 a.m. as we celebrate the new members of the Walk of Fame and celebrate the grand opening of the new Enid Walk of Fame lobby located at Convention Hall.
I want to thank Steve for that promo. As he mentioned, 9 a.m. Saturday. You can be there to find out the recipients of the Walk of Fame for this year. It'll be at the Central National Bank Convention Hall. So be there for that. And mentioning, as we were talking earlier, there are a lot of more events going on. And as she was saying with the library, they had events, but Saturday we also have the Great Land Run 5K and 10K, which will be downtown at 7:30 a.m. And the Cherokee Strip Festival will start at 9:30 a.m. And the parade will be at 10:30. Everybody loves to go out to see that parade. So you can go out downtown and look at the Cherokee Strip Parade. Of course, as I've been mentioning before, we're celebrating 123 years for the City of Enid and the Land Run, that is. So go out for those. And coming up this next week, we'll have the MAPC meeting, and it will be next week, Monday at 6 p.m. in the council chambers. So you can always watch that on Channel 12 or 112 in high definition, or you can go to our website at enidtv.org. Additionally, we'll have the City Council or the City Commission study session and regular meeting Tuesday, September 20, 5 p.m. in the lower level conference room of the administration or building or City Hall. You can go to the study session, and 6:30 in the council chambers for the regular meeting. And as additionally, you can also see that streaming online at enidtv.org. If you missed the news earlier, here we go again. The latest round of ConocoPhillips layoffs will affect approximately 90 workers in the Bartersville area. And the University of Oklahoma has reached a milestone in academic success by achieving a 90% freshman to sophomore retention rate. I worked at university, so I know how serious that is, and that's good to go. Good for you, Oklahoma. For more than a decade, residents in a rural area of Lexington have dealt with the contaminated water, forcing them to rely on purchase of water in bulk, by bottle, or a robust filtration system. Thanks to House Bill 1116, signed by Governor Fowling, granting an exemption that enables the Wildlife Department to enter into leases longer than 20 years, the residents will now have clean water. And I know how that is, clean water. Drinking clean water is one of the necessities in life. And in sports this Saturday, OU will play the Ohio State University at 6:30 p.m. in Norman. It's going to air on Fox. It should be a very interesting game. Coach Bob Stoops said it's a little bit unknown in that we made far too many mistakes and really didn't play well enough a week ago. And this time the competition is going to be quite different. So OSU also will play the same day, and they'll play Pittsburgh at 2:30 p.m. in Stillwater. It's going to air on ESPN. At the moment, they're 1-1, and we'll see how this game goes for them this week. And of course, TU will play North Carolina A&T at 1 p.m. in Tulsa, and it's going to air on ESPN3. And that is the news for overnight. Now we're gonna go again to Brooke. She's back and time is going, so let's go to Brooke right now.
Hi, thanks for having me back this week. We do have a lot going on at the Central National Bank Center. Our next event on September 29th, 3-Dog Night. Glad to have them at the CNB Center. So if you'd like tickets, visit our website or call 855-TIX-ENID. Then looking into October, Celtic Thunder. Celtic Thunder, tickets are available for that as well. And we're glad to have that event too. Then November 18th and 19th, Bull Riding Inc. We'll have Bull Riding Inc. and also a mutton bustin' for the children. That's going to be a ton of fun. So if you want more information, you're welcome to give us a call. Bill O'Malley is the one who will be taking the mutton bustin' entries. So call him, or you're welcome to call me and I can forward you to him. So thank you, and back to you, Derek.
All righty. And you have a new young lady that works with us for the Enid Animal Control, Robin Shepherd. She's not here with us today, but remember, we always are going to tell people to go out and adopt a pet, at 5, and you can always call 580-249-4910 or go to their Facebook page or to the Enid.org page and look for the animal control. And the address is 1200 South 10th Street if you're interested in getting a pet. We had Alan Eller, who's the supervisor of that department, do if you will, a how to license your dog. So let's look at that promo right now.
Hello, I'm Alan Elder, supervisor of Enid Animal Control, and I'd like to explain the process of receiving a city license for your pet. All dogs, cats, ferrets, and potbelly pigs over the age of 6 months have to be registered with the City of Enid. The process is very simple. Go to the City of Enid Police Department during the month of January. Stop at the front window and ask for a city tag. You will need to show proof of an updated rabies vaccine and provide the animal's name, color, breed, age, and sex. The cost of the registration is $5 per animal and is good for 1 year. The tag will have a registration number and will expire on the last day of December. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us at 249-4910 or come out and see us at our facility at 1200 South 10th. Thank you.
So remember that you just saw in the promo. That's good to license your pet. And well, it's a very good day in Enid. And I just want to remind everybody that this and the council meetings live stream on enidtv.org. And hopefully we have our director, Steve Keim, out there watching us today. And here's a shout out especially for you.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly.
I know you're a Monkees fan, and we're celebrating 50 years of the Monkees, so that shout was especially for you. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And remember, go out this weekend and enjoy these activities and festivities, and make it a great day, as Steve says.